Hi everyone, my name is Wayne, and this is the continuation of our exploration of the Kabbalistic tree of life. If you haven't watched the first video, I recommend viewing it before continuing with this more advanced discussion. Studying metaphysics is much like studying any field of knowledge. The goal is to understand underlying principles rather than memorizing superficial details. Consider nutrition. You can study countless diets, but what matters is understanding the fundamental nutritional principles beneath them all. Similarly in religion, information is often preserved through ritual, but we must remember that ritual is merely the husk containing spiritual wisdom. If you haven't done so already, I suggest reading or listening to the Kabbalion and the Tao Te Ching as foundational texts before continuing with this deeper exploration. When I first began integrating these systems, these texts provided essential frameworks that helped me recognize the patterns we're discussing today. Now, let's delve deeper into the tree of life structure. It all begins with Da'at, the boundless nothingness from which everything emerges. Da'at has no associations other than being the ultimate Alpha Aleph, the sourceless source of all creation. Da'at splits into Yesod, the sun, and Tiferet, the moon. This forms the causal yin-yang pair from which everything else flows, associated with the thumbs in our physical form. Together with Da'at they form the causal triad, what many traditions call father-mother-child or in some systems father-son-spirit. From each of these energies, yin-yang energies flow outward, giving us a total of 9 causal energies. The causal realm can be likened to white light. It contains and transcends the other 3 triads, which function like the 3 primary colors. This causal triad expresses itself through 3 subordinate triads: a yin triad, the right pillar a yang triad, the left pillar and a neutral triad, the central pillar, each having their corresponding yin-yang expressions. Let me break down these triads in detail. The neutral triad consists of Keter, pure consciousness, as the yang aspect represented by Saturn and the right pinky finger. The yin aspect, subconscious or superconscious, is represented by Pluto and the left pinky. On the traditional tree of life, it overlaps with Da'at, since Pluto was unknown in ancient times, and Da'at traditionally has no material associations. An important note: any energy that doesn't have a planetary association isn't represented directly on the traditional tree of life, but usually overlaps with another Sephirot. The Yang triad consists of Had, physical life force, as the Yang aspect, represented by Mars and the right index finger. Gevura, emotional self-esteem, as the Yin aspect, represented by Jupiter and the right middle finger. Bina, mental logic, as the neutral aspect, represented by Uranus and the right ring finger. The 6 yin-yang pairs that flow from this triad are associated with 6 of the zodiac signs, which I detailed in our previous video. The yin triad consists of 1. Netza, which is physical sensation, acting as the yang aspect, represented by Mercury and the left index finger. 2. Hesed, which is emotional sensitivity, acting as the yin aspect, represented by Venus and the left middle finger. 3. Hakma, which is mental creativity, acting as the neutral aspect, represented by Neptune and the left ring finger. The 6 yin-yang pairs flowing from this triad are associated with the remaining 6 zodiac signs. Through my practice with these energies, I've found that understanding these triadic relationships creates a comprehensive framework for both spiritual development and energy work. When we recognize how these energies manifest in our physical body, emotional states, and mental processes, we gain precise tools for balancing and harmonizing our entire being. It's important to remember that the Tree of Life was originally designed to depict the main 23 energies, including Da'at, associated with celestial bodies and zodiac signs. Once you understand this system and recognize the triads, it becomes relatively straightforward to incorporate the remaining 13 energies which have no planetary associations. In our next Kabbalah video, we'll clarify the elemental associations that integrate the Tree of Life with traditional Chinese medicine and the chakra system, completing this unified framework of spiritual understanding. If you're finding value in these teachings and want to explore these concepts more deeply with practical applications, I invite you to join our spiritual community through the link in the description. Until then, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Go in peace.